Hello, welcome back to some Strat-O-Matic baseball as I continue my 1983 Houston Astros replay. We are in Game 4, so it's been a couple games that I played offline. The first one, we lost to the Dodgers in the second game of the series, 9-4 in 14 innings. They ended up scoring 5 runs in the top of the 15th to get that victory. Interesting note of that game, Pedro Guerrero hit 2 home runs. There were 5 catcher errors, so they were 5 times that the catchers threw the ball into center field on runners trying to steal. Steve Yeager did it 3 times, and Alan Ashby for the Astros did it twice. So I don't know that I've ever had that happen 5 times in the same game, but that did happen there, and so we lost that one 9-4, and then for the first game of the Pirates on Thursday, April the 7th, we won 4-3 in 12 innings, so another extra inning affair, and that was won with a walk-off single by Jose Cruz. So the Astros find themselves at 1-2. The Pittsburgh Pirates are 1-2 at this point as well, as they came into the series at 1-1. So we have a 4-game series. It's Friday night, April the 8th, 1983. They will be in town for the game tomorrow, and then make that just a little smaller. They will be in town for tomorrow and then on Sunday. So we got 4 games here with the Pittsburgh Pirates. So today, the matchup is Mike Scott on the mound, making his first start for the Astros. On the mound for the Pirates is Jose De Leon, making his first start as well. So this will be the first right-handed pitcher that the Astros have faced so far. And as a team, they are much better suited for right-handed pitching. So we will have my replay gamer lineup going for them today. In real life, the Astros got off to an 0-9 start in 1983, so we are already ahead of pace at a 1-2 start. So looking to break even here tonight versus the Pittsburgh Pirates. So without further ado, Johnny Ray will lead things off. He, as you can see, is hitting .429 so far, and Mike Scott will look in for the sign, and here we go. That's a 1-2 versus a righty. That'll be a ground ball to Garner at third. The former Pirate will field it handily and throw on tonight for out number 2. Or out number 1, rather. Sorry. All right, Bill Madlock will step to the plate. He is hitting .333. He had a great year in 1983 at .323, and he is matching that here early. He has 3 RBIs. That's a 4-7, and that's a solid single to left field. So he hits the liner, and it lands in front of Cruz, and the Pirates have their first runner of the game. So Madlock, who has a little speed, will be held on first by Ray Knight. And that will bring Dave Parker to the plate, who's off to a little slow start here, 182, with a couple RBIs. The left-handed Parker versus the right-handed Mike Scott. That's a 2-5, and that's hit hard to second base. Bill Doran will flip it on to Dickie Thon, and he will dodge the sliding Madlock to throw on to Knight for the double play. So inning-ending, rally-killing, soul-destroying double play, as our good friend Kirk Berglund would say. So no runs on a hit, no errors, nobody left on. After half an inning, Pirates nothing, the Astros coming to bat. So Terry Poole will be leading off. He has been hitting 8th with all of the left-handed starting pitching we've been facing. Jose De Leon had a decent year. He was 7-3 with a 2.83 ERA in real life. And again, this is his first start of the replay. Terry Poole comes in at 143 with a triple so far. That's a 4-5, and a 1 would be a double, but unfortunately he got a 12, so that would be a fly ball out to right field. That Parker will track down in the corner for out number 1. Bill Doran steps to the plate. He's off to a 400 clip, 3 RBIs. Switch hitting second baseman. He gets a 2-8, and that's going to be a walk. So he did draw quite a few walks. He walked 86 times. So he will get on base. This is his second walk of the year so far. Pena has a very good arm behind the plate at -3. De Leon holds at a 0. So we'll let Doran hang out at first. Jose Cruz, who had the game-winning single in yesterday's affair, will step to the plate. He's hitting .222 with a couple RBIs. Left-handed batter versus the right-handed De Leon. That's a 3-7, and he strikes out. So strikeout number 3 that he has rung up this year so far. So 2 away for Dickie Thon, who comes into the game at .333 so far, a couple RBIs. He has a double and a triple to his credit thus far here early in 1983. That's a 4-5, and versus a righty, he gets a 1, so that is trouble. That's down the line. Madlock's not able to get it. It gets down into the corner, and Mike Easler is not able to field it cleanly, so it bounces around down there. Doran will score easy, and Dickie Thon slides into third. Madlock applies the tag, and he is safe. So how about that? Dickie Thon with his second triple of the year puts the Astros up 1-0. Again, this Astro team doesn't have a lot of power, but they do have a lot of speed. So Dickie Thon on third base, 2 out for Ray Knight, who's hitting .214 with an RBI so far. De Leon will look to see if he can get Knight out here to keep the lead to 1. That's a 3-8. 1-15 is a single, and he got a 16. So, oh no, just missed a base hit there. So that's going to be a line out to Berra that Berra just is able to snag as we get the unfavorable roll. So 1 run on 2 base hits, no errors. They leave on 1. After 1 complete, the Astros take a 1-0 lead. Mike Scott, we'll see if he can hang on to this lead as he starts off with Jason Thompson, who's hitting .182 with a couple RBIs. A couple lefties in a row here for Scott to start the second. That's a 1-10. 1-15 is a single, and he gets a 7, so he is able to get a base hit to lead off the inning. Second hit by the Pirates so far, and he will be held on. Chuck Tanner tries to get Thompson a lead. He's not able to do it, so he probably will hang there as Mike Easler steps to the plate. Mike Easler's hitting .778 with a home run, 4 RBIs, a couple doubles, and just 9 at-bats, and a home run, so he is off to a smashing start. He gets a 1-9, and that's hit hard to Doran once again. He will throw on to Thon, who throws on to Knight for the second double play in 2 innings. So 4-6 for out number 1, 4-6-3 double play, out number 2. So how about that? So that'll bring up Tony Pena, who is hitting 200. He had a really good year in '83 at 301. So he will come to bat with nobody on and the base is empty, which is the same thing, and 2 outs. All right, so here is Scott. That's a 6-3, and that's bounced back to the mound. Scott's a 220. All the pitchers were a 2 in this set, but he has a 20 error rating, so good chance for an error here. So 7, he gets to the ball, and he got a 13, so he is able to make the play. So good job by Scott. Makes the play without any incident. And so no runs, a hit, no errors, nobody left on once again, as the Pirates have hit into 2 4-6-3 double plays here in 2 innings. We go to the bottom of the second. Houston up by 1. Phil Garner, former Pirate, will lead off. He's hitting 267 so far. He gets a 2-9 versus the righty, and that's a 2 hopper down to Madlock at third. He plants and throws on to Thompson for out number 1. Alan Ashby, switch hitting catchers, hitting 267 thus far. That's a 6-8 versus the lefty, and that's a fly ball out to medium center field. Marvell Wynn will get a beat on it and catch it for out number 2. Omar Marino back in the lineup with some right-handed pitching in the lineup. He's hitting 8th. He hit first in real life, but I have him hitting 8th here in my replay. He's hitting 250. He has got 4 at-bats so far coming in late inning situations. That's a 4-10, and that's going to be a ground ball X to Barra, who is a 331. So he'll get a chance to display his defensive prowess. That's a 16, so he gets to the ball. He gets a 12, and he makes the play. So good defense by Yogi Berra's kid as the Astros go in order here in the second, and we go to the top of the third, still 1-0 Houston. Marvell Wynn will lead off here. Left-handed hitting center fielder. He's hitting 182 here early in the campaign. We got 7, 8, and 9 due for the Pirates. That's a 5-4. That's a fly ball to Marino. And he will put it away with no difficulty for out number 1. Dale Berra is off to a 231 start. Right-hander versus the righty Scott. That's a 1-4, and that's a ground ball hit hard to Thon. Dickie Thon will catch it and throw it for out number 2. And that brings up Jose De Leon, who comes in at a 1 pitcher card. 2 out, nobody on here in the top of the third. That's a 6-8, and he's going to draw a walk. So how about that? First walk given up by Scott today. De Leon is not a threat to steal, so Knight will play behind him. Johnny Ray will step up with ground out to his credit thus far. And that's a 2-7, which will be a single to right field. So that splits Doran and Knight on the right side of the infield. Poole will play it back in, and Al Monchak will hold De Leon over at second. So the Pirates have a 2-out rally going as they get runners on first and second, with 2 away for Bill Matlock, who singled and was erased on the first 4-6-3 double play of the game. Scott looking to get out of trouble here, but facing a very good hitter in Matlock. That's a 2-6, and that's a 1-star single, so an infield single for Matlock will load the bases. So Mike Scott running into some difficulty here. And the visiting team half of the third will face Dave Parker with the bases loaded. Dave Parker hit .279 with 12 home runs, 29 doubles in real life. He hit into that .463 double play to end the first. So here's a big at bat early in the game. That's a 5-5, and that's a harmless fly ball out to left field. So Parker goes the other way on an outside fastball, but Cruz will catch it for the third out of the inning. So Mike Scott dodges a bullet as he leaves the bases loaded, full of Pittsburgh Pirates. We go to the bottom of the third. 1-0 Houston Astros. Mike Scott will lead off here in the home half of the third. He's a number 2 hitter. Here is the pitch from De Leon. We get a 1-9, and that's going to be a strikeout. So strikeout number 2 for Jose. That brings up Terry Poole. He flew out to right field in his first effort of the game. He gets a 2-5. That's a hit hard to Johnny Ray, but right at him, unfortunately. And he will throw it on to Thompson for out number 2. Bill Doran, he singled and scored the lone Astro run. So 2 out, nobody on. That's a 1-11, and that's going to be a ground ball to Thompson at first. And he will throw on to De Leon, and that will be it for the Astros in the third as they go down in order for the second inning in a row. After 3 complete, 1-0 Houston Astros. Jason Thompson, he singled in his first at bat and was erased on the second .463 double play of the game. That's a 6-6. Oh, that's not good. 1-19 is a triple. Got a 17. So that will be the first triple of the year for Thompson. And Mike Scott continues to play dangerously as he lets Thompson lead off with a triple. So that bring up Mike Easler. Kind of early in the game, so I think the Astros are going to play back. They'll concede this run not to have a big inning. Easler hit into a .463 double play, his first at bat. That's a 5-9. That's a ground ball to second base X. Doran is a 2-19. So hopefully he can catch this one to get the out. So he gets a 5, so he does get to it, which would have been a single if the infield was in. And he gets a 15, so unfortunately he commits his second error of the season. He had a costly error in yesterday's game, but we ended up winning anyway. But he makes his second error of the year, and that ties the game at 1. So Mike Easler will be held on first. Tony Pena, he is bounced out to the pitcher in his first at bat. Looks like Tony Pena is going to bunt. So I wasn't seeing that coming. So that'll move Easler to second. And that's a sac bunt for Pena. 5-4 for out number 1. So that'll move Easler to second for Marvell Wynn, who is flied out to center field so far. That's a 4-3, and that's a left field X. Cruz is a 2-7. So hopefully he can fare better with his defensive chance than Doran did. And that's a 4, so he gets to it just barely. But makes a 2-base error. So, man, Houston defense is falling apart here in the third, or fourth rather. So Easler scores easily from second base, and that will put Marvell Wynn at second base with the second error of the day. E7 on Jose Cruz. That brings Dale Berra to the plate with the Pirates with a 1-run lead. Barra was a ground out victim, his first at bat. 3-5, and that's hit hard to shortstop. So Thun will make this play. I believe Wynn will hold at second. And he does. So Jose De Leon will come to the plate for the second time in as many innings. He was walked to back in the third. He gets a 3-5, and that's a hard ground ball to Thon at short as well. And he will make this play and throw him out to end the inning. But Pirates get 2 runs on just 1 base hit, 2 errors. They leave 1 runner on, and we go to the bottom of the 4th. Pittsburgh up 2-1. Jose Cruz will lead off, seeing if he could make up for that costly error in last inning's festivities. He struck out in his first at bat. The hero yesterday, the GOAT so far in this one. He gets a 2-5, so that's a fly ball out to Wynn, who will have no trouble with it for out number 1 in center field. Dickie Thon had the big RBI triple. That's his second triple of the year already. That's a 1-3. That's ground ball to shortstop. Hit hard, but right at Berra for out number 2. Ray Knight, he lined out to end the first to Berra at shortstop. That's a 2-11, and that's another line out, but this time to Madlock at third. And for the third inning in a row, De Leon has retired the Astros in order. So after that first inning, De Leon is settled into a groove. We go to the top of the 5th, still 2-1 Pittsburgh. Top of the order for the Pirates, here due in the 5th. Johnny Ray will lead off. He is 1 for 2 with a single. He gets a 4-9. That's a ground ball, a slow ground ball to Billy Dorn, and he will charge and fire it quickly tonight to get the speedy Johnny Ray. Bill Madlock is 2 for 2, 2 singles. Got his average up to a robust 429. That's a 3-8, and that's a hard ground ball, but again, right at Dorn. So here on the AstroTurf, Dorn has no problems as he throws him out for the second out of the inning. So Scott finally retires Madlock, and that brings up Dave Parker, who is 0 for 2. That's a 2-11, and that's popped up on the infield. Dickie Thon will call for it and squeeze it for the third out of the inning. So Pirates go in order. We go to the bottom of the 5th. Pirates with a 1-run lead. Phil Garner will lead off here, seeing if he can do some damage versus his former teammates. He bounced to third in his first at bat. That's a 4-11. That's a first base X. Thompson is a 4-10. So he's got a decent E number, but not a very good range. So let's see if he can get to it. He gets a 7, so he just barely does, and gets an 8 on the E, so he makes the play. Nice job by Thompson as he underhands to De Leon for out number 1. So the Pirates playing better defense than the Astros so far. Ashby will step to the plate. Fly out victim, his first at bat. He gets a 6-9, and that's a slow grounder to Ray. But Ray will have plenty of time to get the slow-footed Ashby. 2 outs here in the bottom of the 5th. Omar Marino, he grounded out in his first effort. Went the other way to Dale Berra at short. That's a 6-5, and that's another ground ball to short, so this is an X chance. Berra is a 331, so not a great fielder, but he's already made the one chance he had today, so he gets a 14, so he gets to it. and gets an 11, and he makes the play. So De Leon is just mowing them down here. He's retired 3, 6, 9, 12, 13 in a row. So after 5 complete, the Pirates still have a 1-run lead. Jason Thompson, who has tripled and singled and scored, will start off the festivities here in the top of the 6th. He gets a 5-9, and that's a X chance for Doran at second. So hopefully he can fare better than he did his last X effort. So that's a 14, so he does get to it. Rolled a 5, so that should be an out. And it is. It's supposed to be a rare play, but nothing rare happened, so Jason Thompson is out number 1 here in the top of the 6th. Mike Easler, he reached on Doran's error and scored back in the 4th. He gets a 2-4. That's hit hard down to Knight at first base, but he will be able to field it cleanly and toss it to Scott, who is covering for the second out of the inning for Tony Pena, who is singled, or not singled, rather. He's grounded out to the pitcher, and he had a sacrifice bunt back in the 4th. It's a 4-4. It's a fly ball to center field X. Marino is a 2-11 out there. So hopefully he can make the play. Let's see. He can't. That's a 1, so that will fall in for a double. He doesn't make an error at least, but not able to get to that one as Tony Pena is in with his first double of the year. So 2-out double. Brings Marvell Wynn, who is flied out, and then he hit that ball out to Cruz, who made the 2-base error. So Marvell Wynn, we'll see if he can drive in Pena to increase the Pirate lead. That's a 4-11 versus a lefty. That's a right field X. Poole is a 2-3. So hopefully he will be able to get to that one. We shall see to end the inning here. So he needs anything above a 4 on the 20, and he gets a 10, so he gets to it. And gets a 14 and just misses. A 2-base error. So Poole gets to it, but just barely, and that will end the inning here. So 2-out double wasted by the Pirates. They get a hit. They leave a runner on. We go to the bottom half of the 6th. The Astros down by 1. Mike Scott will lead off here. He struck out in his first at bat. He gets a 5-2, which is a right field X. Parker is a 3-10 out there. So hopefully we can get something out of this. That's a 9, so he is able to get to it, and he gets a 9 also on the error rating, and he makes the play. So Pirates playing good defense in this one has been the difference so far, I think. Terry Poole, he is 0 for 2. He gets a 4-11, and that's another right field X. So Dave Parker will be tested once again. And he gets a 7, so he barely gets to it. Gets a 14, but he unfortunately is not able to make the play as he commits a 2-base error. So hopefully the Pirates' miscue here will work out for something good. So that's an error 9. So Dave Parker commits the error. That'll put Poole on second with Bill Doran due up, who has singled, scored, and grounded out. Here's the pitch to the switch-hitting Doran. That's a 1-8, and that's good news. That's going to be a 2-star single. He just missed a triple. So we have a tie ball game. So Doran hits it on the ground to the right field, and Poole will score easily. And we have a tie at 2-2. Jose Cruz is 0 for 2. Here's the pitch from De Leon. He gets a 5-6, and that's going to be a strikeout. So he strikes out for the second time today. It gives De Leon 3 total for the game. So I'm going to see if Doran can get a lead here. And he is going for it. So here's the throw from Pena. 17, and he's gunned down. So that's 2-4 on the caught stealing. But the Astros tie it up. 1 run on a hit, 1 error, nobody left on. After 6 complete, we are knotted at 2. 8, 9, and 1 due for the Pirates here in the top of the 7th. Dale Barrow will lead things off. He's grounded out to shortstop twice. That's a 4-7. That's a single to left field. Hit number 7 for the Pirates as opposed to the Astros, who just have 2 hits on tonight. So they will hold Berra, and they will bring the corners in for De Leon. So let's see what Chuck Tanner decides to do here. So Berra is not able to get the lead. And so De Leon's going to try to bunt. Phil Garner fields it, and he throws on to first. And so the sacrifice is successful as Dale Berra moves to second. Sack bunt 5-3. That brings up Johnny Ray. So we got Berra on second base. Switch hitting Johnny Ray will step up. He's 1 for 3 tonight. It's a 2-9, and that's hit hard to second base. Doran will field it, throw on tonight as Berra will advance to third. So 2 out, runner on third for Bill Madlock, who is 2 for 3. Not exactly who you want to have up in this situation, but it is what it is. So Scott will look into Ashby for the sign. Madlock will look to see if he can put the Pirates ahead. We get a 3-7, and he hits a fly ball out to center field. And Marino will take it with no problem to end the inning. So no runs, a leadoff hit wasted by the Pirates. So we got time for the 7th inning stretch. Our trivia question is, in 1908, what New York Giants player made the bonehead play of the century? I think that was Merkel, wasn't it? Merkel's boner, as they called it. Let's see. Fred Merkel. How about that? The replay gamer gets the trivia question right. So we go to the bottom of the 7th. Jose Cruz, or Dickie Thon, rather, will lead off. He has an RBI triple and grounded out in his 2 at-bats. De Leon still on the mound for the Pirates. That's a 6-9, and he strikes out. So strikeout number 4 for De Leon. Couldn't catch up with the fastball. Still got some smoke here in the later innings. That brings up Ray Knight, who is 0 for 2. He's lined out twice. Hit the ball hard, but right at people. That's a 2-6, and he hits another ball, this time to shortstop. Dale Barrow will have no trouble with it. As quickly, there are 2 outs here in the 7th. Phil Garner. Oh, did I do the right thing here? 2-6 versus the righty. That should be a ground out. Oh, I had the wrong batter up. That's Ray Knight. 2-6 is, oh, that's actually good news. That's going to be a single. So, good thing the computer kept me honest. So Ray Knight will get a single. Yeah, with the caught stealing, I forgot to switch the cards back. So, all right, so Ray Knight is on first. He is not a threat to steal. Thompson will play behind him. Phil Garner will step to the plate, who is 0 for 2 tonight. So here's the pitch from De Leon. That's a 5-11, and that's a ground ball shortstop X. So the Pirates will get a chance here to test their defensive prowess once again. Berra is a 331. And we get a 19, so he gets to it. And he gets an 11-13, and that's going to be a double play. So 6-4 to 3. So no runs, a hit, nobody left on. And after 7 complete, we are still knotted at 2. All right, Dave Parker is 0 for 3 today. Scott's tire rating is 6, so he's gone a little longer than normal, but he's pitching a good game, so we'll see what he can do here. 6-5, and that's gone. So he needed a 1-4 for a home run, and he rolled a 2. So Dave Parker takes one right down the line, and Poole watches it go, and the Pirates have regained the lead. So home run number 1 of the year for Dave Parker. So Justin Thompson will step to the plate. With all these lefties up, perhaps the Houston manager should have considered Frank DiPino, but with the 2 extra inning games, the bullpen has been stretched. That's a 1-12. That's a ground ball to shortstop. Thon will throw him out for the first out of the inning. Mike Easler, he's 0 for 3. He did reach on that error by Doran back in the 4th inning. That's a 4-5, and that's a ground ball to shortstop X. Thon has pretty good range at a 2, but not a great E rating with a 30. So hopefully he can make the play. So 13, so he gets to it, and he gets a 11, so he does make the play. Good play by Thon for out number 2. Tony Pena has doubled in 3 plate appearances. That was his first double of the campaign. It's a 1-5, and that's going to be a solid single up the middle. So just over Scott's head into center field. And that brings up Marvell Wynn. Let's see. Scott is due up 3rd in the 8th. We'll see if he can get through this, at least with one more batter. Wynn is 0 for 3. He did reach on that error, 2-base error by Cruz, which scored a run. That's a 1-5, and that's hit hard down to Doran at second base. And he will give it to Knight to end the inning. But the Pirates get a run on 2 base hits, no errors. They do leave 1. We go to the bottom of the 8th. The Pirates have regained the lead 3-2. So 7, 8, and 9 due up here. Looks like Chuck Tanner is going to hang with De Leon. His fatigue is at 7. So, but again, he's pitching very well. So Alan Ashby will lead off here and see if he can get something going for the Astros. That's a 3-6, and he hits a hard ground ball, but right at Thompson at the first. And Thompson will take it to the bag himself for out number 1. Omar Marino is 0 for 2, grounded out to Berra at short twice. That's a 3-7, and that's a strikeout. So strikeout number 5 for De Leon. So De Leon still looking pretty sharp here in the bottom of the 8th. So that'll be it for Mike Scott. As the Astros will go to their bench. I think we'll go with Denny Walling here. Denny Walling is 0 for 1 so far in pinch hitting duty. And again, I'm not doing as played. I'm just doing the players who are carded. So give me a little bit more flexibility. I can kind of make my own rotation and things like that. I do have injuries on. Necro, who started game number 2, is out for 5 days, so I think he might miss one start. But that's the only injury for the Astros I've had so far. All right, so Denny Walling will step into the left-handed batter's box to face the right-handed De Leon with 2 out, nobody on. That's a 3-10, and that's a harmless fly ball out to Dave Parker. And Parker will put it away to end the inning. So De Leon retires the Astros in order here in the 8th. Go to the top of the 9th. So we will have to find somebody to replace Mike Scott. Let's see what we got. Again, a bullpen has been used a lot. Let's go with Dave Smith. I'll put him in here. So Dave Smith, he has pitched 1 inning so far and has an impressive 18 ERA. He actually came in game number 1 against the Dodgers, I believe. So he will face Dale Berra, who is 1 for 3. Righty versus righty. That's a 2-3, and that's going to be a double to center field. So over the head of Marino, bounces up against the wall. And Berra is into second with his first double of the year. Oop, I hit the wrong button, so let me undo that. Edit, undo. We needed a 2-3 is what we need. So that'll bring Daly on. Let's see if Chuck Tanner will stick with him. We'll bring the corners in just in case he does. And he's going to actually pinch hit as he brings in Lee Mazzilli. Mazzilli is 0 for 2 so far. So Bear on at second. Lee Mazzilli on to pinch hit. Pirates seeing if they can add to their lead. Dave Smith seeing if he can hold on to that 1-run deficit. Will face Mazzilli. That's a 2-5, and that's a walk. So that will at least set up the double play, perhaps. That's the 4th walk that Smith has issued so far, so he has not been very impressive in his 2 outings so far, to say the least. So Johnny Ray, switch hitter, will step to the plate. They got nobody out, so I guess we probably better bring the corners in because Chuck Tanner has shown his proclivity to bunt, but he's going to actually hit and run here, so it looks like it goes to the pitcher's card. And so how I do that, I just keep rolling until I get a 4, 5, or 6 on the red die. And sometimes, of course, it takes forever to get that. So that's a 5-7. So that's a strikeout. We'll see what that does. That might be a try to caught stealing. Okay, so actually that's going to be a hit to Knight. And he, I guess I misunderstood the rules there. So anyway, that'll advance the runners as Knight takes it to the bag himself for out number 1. And that brings up Bill Matlock with runners on second and third, 1 out. We will bring the infield in. So this will be Smith's last batter as we got 3 lefties due up after him. But we'll keep him in to face Matlock. Matlock, who is 2 for 4 with a couple singles. That's a 2-4, and that's hit hard to shortstop. I think that should keep Barrett's third. Yep, so hit right at Thon. So the infield in worked as they get out number 2. And that brings up Dave Parker, who is actually better versus lefties. He is a lefty, and then Smith is a little better versus righties, but not by much. First base is open. Thompson's a decent hitter, too, so we're going to go with Smith. Let's see what Smith can do here. Like I said, Parker's actually a little better versus the lefties. So let's see if it pays off. Parker has that big home run last inning that put the Pirates ahead. That's a 3-6, and that's not good. That's a 2-star single. So another clutch hit for Dave Parker, as he will score both Berra and Mazzilli to give the Pirates a 5-2 lead. So Dave Parker killing us. So at this point, might as well just hang with Smith and they eat up some innings. So they'll hold Parker on first. Jason Thompson is 2 for 3, or 2 for 4 rather, with a double, or a triple rather. 5-9, that's a shortstop X. So hopefully Thon can get to this one. He gets a 14, so he gets to it, and gets a 9, so he makes the play. So good job by Dickie Thon as he fires on to, actually he'll go the short way to second. So that's a 6-4, fielder's choice, out number 3. So the Pirates get a couple runs on 2 base hits, no errors. They leave 1 runner on, and so we go to the bottom of the 9th. Looks like Kent DeCulvey has been called on by Chuck Tanner to finish the deal here. Looks like DeCulvey has yet to pitch, so he had a very good year, 1.64 ERA. So no saves, oddly enough, if what it's saying there is accurate. So Terry Poole, we do have the top of the order up. So Pirates, or the Reds, the Astros in need of 3, and I need the right pile. All right, Kent DeCulvey will come in on his first outing of the 1983 campaign. Starts with Terry Poole, who is 0 for 3. He has scored a run. Submarine Kent DeCulvey looks for the sign, throws it in, 3-7 versus a righty. Needs a 1-17 for a single, rolled a 17. So Terry Poole leads off with a single. It's his first base hit of the day. So he will be held on, but with us down by 3, we're going to kind of go with what we got here. So Bill Doran is 2 for 3. Scored a run and caught stealing. He gets a 2-5, and that's hit hard to Berra at shortstop, but unfortunately he is right there, positioned perfectly. Underhands it to Ray, over to Thompson. 6-4-3 double play. So the Houston faithful are starting to depart. So that's out number 1, out number 2, and it's up to Jose Cruz, who was the hero of yesterday's game. Will not be the hero today, as he has made a 2-base error and 0 for 3 with 2 strikeouts. So DeCulvey looking to seal the deal, gets a 2-11, and that's a ground ball to shortstop. Dale Barrow sets and throws, and that will do it for the Astros. So no runs a hit, no errors, nobody left. So there you have it. The Pittsburgh Pirates are victorious 5-2, as we have are now 1-1 on the series. We got 2 more Saturday and Sunday here in Houston versus the Pirates. The Pirates go to 2-2. The Astros fall to 1-3. In real life, at this point, they were 0-4. So again, we're 1 game better than they were originally. Let's see. Look at the stats here real quick. So De Leon gets the win to go 1-0. Kent DeCulvey gets saved number 1. Mike Scott drops to 0-1. Pitched a pretty good game. 8 innings, 9 hits, 3 runs, 2 earned runs, a walk and no strikeouts for a 2.25 ERA. Great game by De Leon. He only gave up 1 earned run in 8 innings. The hitting star, of course, was Dave Parker, who had a couple hits, home run, 3 RBIs. So there you have it from the Astrodome. Pittsburgh Pirates 5, the Houston Astros 2, and I will see you next time.